Hello and welcome back to a new episode of A Cozy Comfy Completionist with your girl Lorelei. And I forgot to mute my messenger. First thing we have to mute the messenger. Man, how is that possible that I always forget to mute the messenger? Now let me go sleep first. In the last episode we were jumping around in the Mistlands a lot and trying to find things there, and decided that we might want to find a new Mistlands because we've got all of that already sorted there. Let me close the door here a little bit because I don't want any unwanted guests in here. And let me put on my helmet. So we have a good food from the Mistlands. And we have been starting to build a base in the Mistlands. If I could only remember where that was. Let me get all of those. Regenheim, Bergheim, Waldheim, Nebelheim. That is up here. There is where we are building our base. And you might say, why up there? Because the Ashlands are down here. Yeah, well, we are close to the Ashlands with our plains base anyway, so we can start out from here to go to the Ashlands if we need to. And that one is closer to the north, so we can go do north things once we get there. So in the last episode, we started to build, in the previous to last episode, we started to build here, but we haven't got really far with that, so we might want to go revisit that and see that we get that a little bit better. There's the queen quite next to that here, and we have a lot of other things going on here. We have our pocket portal up here, so we can go explore this. But first I want to eat some food here, and well, let's go with the salad and that. And we are going to go to Nebelheim and see the matter of things there. Bergheim, Regenheim, Waldheim, Isenheim. Where is our Nebelheim portal? Where did I put that? I keep forgetting things from one to the next. Sap. Nebelheim. Okay, let's go there for a spell and see how far we got with building. Try to get along a little bit more here. We are on a platform above some mist. We have the beginnings of some possibility to get up here. And then that should be the highest level here. And that is the beginning. Oh, we are back to coughing fits. That is the beginning of our living quarters here. I think we will have to bring up some iron and enlarge that. That is a little bit too small. So we're gonna get some iron. Is there some in here? Yeah, we have some iron here, so we can have some iron support beams. Oops, that is a little much. Can have some iron support beams up there. And get that enlarged a little bit because it is really very small. So that is the ground floor here, and we're gonna try and get that to stick out a little bit more, like from that is not so easy to do. From here and possibly from here. Get that to stick out a little in this direction. And then I think we need to do some platforming here so we can... Let me try and get some platforms in here so we can stick out some iron here too. That one. That is all a little not so cool. So if we can get that in here, and I need another platform here. I can't see what I'm doing. Okay. Good thing I did. Can we snap that? Possibly here. I think that would be better. I'm not sure that that is a good idea here. I really am not sure. I think we will have to break that down again and start that over. Because I think we are way too low here for that to make any sense. I think it would be better to plan that like a two-story or something with, how shall I say, something with stairs inside would be better. That is like way too... Sorry, too high above. So if we could make that work with those smaller stones. That would be probably much better. And then have like a staircase in here to get up to the higher levels. Something like that. Not too sure how to do that. Fumbling my way along here again. You know that I do that a lot. Fumbling is my second name. Something like that. And then also those can be a little bit lower probably. Like on this level here. I should be below that here. Like under here would be better. Something like that. stuff dropping every which way everywhere, and then possibly also into the water. But yeah, that's the name of the game. Need a little bit more iron here. And possibly not that much stone. I kind of want that kind of stone. Yeah, of course. I dropped it all the way down there. Oh man. Making things hard for myself again here. And we will never be able to pick anything up that dropped. If there was iron down here or stone, we will never get that again. Because the water is just so deep here. Same thing on the other side. Also, there is a platform here we did completely disregard. We should probably try to start building things from this level here. Because if we had a platform out here to catch things, that would be helpful too. But we haven't done that. Now how do we get over there? Up there. Okay. What do I have in my pocket? That is too much. Let's drop some iron. Try that again. Ugh, man. Making things hard for myself. That is my second name, really. Okay. So that is that small platform there. And then that is where we have to support that stuff from underneath a little bit better. Like out here. And then I think we're gonna be needing another one just here. Just to make sure we get enough space here. Don't need that probably. Okay. Yeah, that looks a little bit better now. Might want to be supporting. Okay. Let's do that again. If we had a platform, a wooden platform, somewhere down here, so we could get to see what we were doing here. Wood is floating. If that stuff drops, I'm not concerned. But I kind of want to come out more. Now we are out of iron, man. I want to come out more here so we can have that larger. I'm not happy with how that here looks, really. Let me try to make that a little bit better by putting that in here like so. Maybe we will have to switch that out. And then we get another staircase to come to this level. Yeah, that is in the way here. Maybe we have to start from a farther out position here altogether. Because all of that is mighty strange too. Things are going to... Okay, we need more iron. We got way too much stone here. Oh, need to be careful where I drop my stuff because things are falling into the water. It's gone forever. Okay. So, if we were to put that on a lower level here, well, in fact, I'm breaking down all of that I built and try to do it again. Because I am not pleased with how that looks. So we are doing it again. Can I have some box here to store the stuff? That will be helpful. I caught that. Nice. Okay. So now let's try that again. If that was the edge we were looking at to get the stuff fitted to, I do hope I get to pick up all of that. Okay. So that is our first level here now. And then we put that here. Can I? Thank you. And we get that sorted to be level with that. Like that. That should be dropping down to the lower level with no problem whatsoever. Now those iron beams are a concern. I need some wood to make that work. I need to get some wood underneath here so we don't lose the iron. Iron is hard to come by. And I am not happy to lose iron. If I can by some means try to prevent to lose iron. So if we did that like that. That was the wrong one. It should be dropping upwards. Okay. Many of that stuff did drop into the water. We got more here. We should be going home for sleeps, but I kind of want to get that platform thingy sorted. And I kind of want that. Yeah, there is some stuff that dropped here. That is good. Okay. Just want to make sure we don't lose iron in that process here, because iron is something that is not so easy to come by. Okay, now we've got that sorted. Now we go home and sleep, and then we come back and we try to figure out how to make that work. This is gonna be a building episode, I think. Once we got that first level up top sorted, we can then work our way down towards the lower levels and get it all sorted and working. But it's gonna be a little bit of doing, so gonna have a short break here for me to do something against my not drinking enough, and we're gonna be right back. Okay, I'm back. Let's sleep. I think we should be using a hecton of wood to make like a safety net for the things dropping by deconstructing above. So they drop on a wooden platform and not into the water. Let's go with salad and that for now. That was the wrong portal. Now I'm in the Mistlands where I didn't want to be. Yes, sir. No, I want to go to the... Hello? I want to go to the Nibelheim building site and do things there. That is the objective here. Let's get there. I think we're gonna be using that lower platform. That was not the right portal either, but we are here so we can tap sap. While we're here, there's a lot of sap tapping to be done. I think we got everything here. Okay, we're good. Wait, didn't pick that up. Give me that. Wow, that is quite a lot of sap. Nice. We're gonna put that away real quick. Just drop it on the floor and then we go to Nibelheim. Man, it's always the same. Keep forgetting where I'm at and what I'm doing and what portal is what. Now we go to Nibelheim, I hope. Okay, there is a hecton of wood in here that we can use to build us a platform. And we should be building that platform out from this lower level here, I guess. That should be more helpful. So if we started to build out from here and see how far we can get, that will help to prevent stuff falling into the water, which is a good thing in my book. Because if things drop from there, it will go straight to the water, and that is not what we want. So we are trying to get kind of a platform in here, so things drop on this platform here and not into the water. Did I hear a seeker try to come at us? But he is way up somewhere where he cannot. That would be cool. Like going 4 in that direction could be very helpful. And maybe one more. That's okay. Yeah, that should be very helpful. We can prevent things from going into the water. Ah, come on. Should be able to get up here. Maybe we need some... Oh. Too stupid. Ah, man. Okay, wait for the stem bar to fill up, girl. Don't be so impatient. There we go. More wood. We're gonna have a very broken hammer very soon with that, but I think it's gonna be very helpful. To prevent material loss here. Something just broke. Okay. That is not stable enough. Well, it's super red here. Well, okay. We're gonna live with that. Getting somewhere here. That is anchored now. That is nicer. That should give more stability to those two. Okay, that will prevent a lot of things lost here. And then we're gonna go out from here too, I think. Okay. Some more. That is nearly all of our wood here, but wood is easier to come by than stones, and especially the black marble is hard to come by, so rather have that safety net, and when we break that down, the wood will float in the water, so that will not make any trouble pick that stuff up again. That is shallow water here, so we should be able to pick up what dropped here. So we're good with that, I think. Now let's have a look down from the top to see if that will work. That was all the wood we had here, but now we can potentially be safe if we destroy something up there. it won't drop into the water, but it will drop onto the catching platforms down there, so that is better. Good. Now let's get to that here. So what we did, that is where we want that stuff to be starting. Like from here. And then 2 over. I'm going to have to start that from here. And then you have to have that box up there somewhere, because it's not good to have it on here where we want to break down things. Okay, I need normal stones, those. Having a hard time here, but yeah. Because that one needs to go underneath here. And then underneath here. And that one is in the right place, basically. Not quite sure. No, it isn't. We want that one to come from here, and that one needs to get turned away. Something like that should be doing the trick here. And then we should be able to get those in here. Pressing the wrong buttons all the while, but yeah, maybe that will work. And that one needs to come out. We do need more normal stones here. Yes, see all of that stuff that dropped down here. That would have gone into the water before, now it's gone on here. There is still stuff down here. But it's wood, and wood is floating. We're doing much better now with that in place. I'm glad I did that. It is extra doing to make that work, but it helps not to lose the iron and the stone. And that is quite good thing. Got more iron, got more pick up all of that. So now let's get that stuff up here because we want to have that platform. There. So then that needs to go in here, and it can come out that way too, because we have the iron in place there that will support that. That is much better if you ask me. I think we're gonna be going with some checkerboard pattern here too. Yeah, that was to be expected that that would crack, but in the end, it's okay. It will make things easier going forward. That is not holding fast because of... Now we cannot see anymore what we are doing, which is not cool either. But that one needs to go here, and here, and here, and here. It has to come out, and then we are out of normal stone again. Yeah, that is catching things here. That is cool. We need to go home, because we are back to nasty weather and I can't see anymore what I'm doing. Let me do a wee little bit more. So we need some black marble in there. Do we have some? Yeah. There, that is the black marble here. We need to have a little bit of iron underneath all of that and come out a little bit more here, I think. But now that all is properly supported, and then we can come out this way. Aha, that is not supported enough. Gonna take a big blob for that. That should be reaching down. Nice. And then that one. Oh man, got myself in trouble here again. Yeah, we need some iron support underneath that. But that is looking much better. Want to come out probably a little more here. But for now, I think we are good with that. Can go home and do some serious sleeping here. Leave all of that here. Because we are at the evening point already again. Things go real fast here. So we dropped that sap in here. Let's get that in the box. That's cool. We got a lot of sap here. Let's repair. Got home just in time. Let's get to bed. Let's have a short break here because you know me. I need a break. Be right back. Okay, we are back. We are going to sleep. And then we are going over to do another day of platform building for our topmost layer of the new base. That is going to be our living quarters. That is what I plan them to be, at least. So we're gonna with that. And some salad and that should be fine for that kind of stuff. So to Nibelheim we go. And we have to try and sort out the staircase situation there too. So we're gonna take up some more stones here. Maybe we can get a little bit of iron in there. Yeah, it's hard without the Meganior to transport all of those heavy items, but gonna have to do it little by little, and we eventually will get there. What I'm trying to do here, what I'm aiming for in the end, what we want to be having is one continuous kind of experience coming up here. Like you will start from the lowest level and then you get up the stairs, and then there is the next level, and then you get up the stairs, and then there is the next level, and then you get up the stairs and there is the next level. So that is kind of what I want to do, but the things are a little bit wonky and off here because the platforms are lined up in a way that does not make it easy to do that. So we try our best to make that happen, but it's not easy. So we have to have some metal support from underneath here going out this way, because that will support that side. Oh, we are out of iron. Well, either we are out of iron, or we are out of wood, or we are out of stone. We are out of something all the time. I'm gonna take some more. Yeah, that works. So we have to run up here a lot of times until we get in everything in the first place, in the first first platform up here. That is going to be our living quarters when we are done. That's at least what we are trying to do here. And in order to see what we are doing here, I think we're gonna have to do some build a platform, get down there again thing. Because I want the next one ideally to be coming out underneath here. So the first one is right there, and then the next one has to come out underneath here. And then another one has to come out from here. I want that to be two. We are out of iron again. Back down to all the way down and get more iron. And run up. It's like a lot of exercise running up and down. I wish it would be so easy to get fit in real life with running around, but it ain't. Okay, so I know something come out from here, and then I want another one come out from here, because that will enable us to have one more layer of stone right here, and we're gonna remove that. All of that will drop. That is okay with me, can live with that. Just want that to be one row wider on this side. So this is gonna be where you come up here, and then you have all of this space here, and then up here is gonna be the bed, I think. And I think we're gonna have the hearth somewhere around here. That might be working nicely. And we will have to have some... Yeah, that was what I was hoping for. Like, we can have a wall. Am I stupid? We had iron here all along. Oh well. We can have a wall around here to make that here an enclosed space. And then build the chimney up from there. There. Can you please snap here? Somehow things are strange here. This is going on here? Now it's right. So something like that, and then that is the chimney that is going up here, and then we can build the walls up here. And we are out of stones. We have to carry up stones here, and then we're gonna have a staircase coming down here in some way. I have to see how that is gonna work out, but something along those lines will work, hopefully. Get more stones. Because I do want that to be one continuous experience going up here from platform to platform, and that might mean we do have to do some platform building in the process too. But something along. Let me have that like that, so that does not look so strange. Something like that. It still does look strange. Well, we're gonna live with strange then here, I guess. Because it's not gonna be any higher or much higher than that. Want to have some windows in here in a way. Something like that, and then that can be a window. And that is gonna be a whole wall here. Have to have more stones. So we can have a bed here, and then some items for comfort, and then that will be the lower portion of that. And that is going to be the entranceway coming here. There is quite some wood down in the water. We might want to go there and pick that up. At some point. Okay. More stone going up there. That is a little too much. Yeah, we are running low on stones here, but that was to be expected. We have to bring more over from our plain space and do some more building. Kind of want to try and get the things a little bit more solid here. Yeah. So we are going with those here. Kind of forgot that we have to do it like that here, because that is gonna be the end point of that wall. There we go, like that. And then this is gonna be the chimney thingy. We have to think about how we're gonna make that work. Build that up a little bit more. Maybe we need some pillar here to help with that. Something like that. Not too sure how we're gonna make that work. Just try our best here. Can we have that there? Yeah, like that. Yeah, something along those lines will be fine, I guess. Again, out of stone. That is looking quite strange here. I'm gonna have to remove that. And get that one in there. Like so. I don't know. Not quite sure what I'm doing here. Just trying to get it sorted. Maybe that can be like that. Yeah, we need more stone. And once the uppermost level is fine and to my taste, we're gonna sort that way up, that bunkerdoodles nonsense here, to be something more useful too. So we have 3 rows of stones. And then we're gonna roof that over. That is gonna be that here, I guess. And gonna have those. And have a nice view from up here. And we're gonna find a possibility how to roof all of that over. Something like that. And then this is going to be the chimney going up. And that should be working quite nicely. Doesn't have to be too high. I just have to fit in some rain prevention. It doesn't have to be super high, but we want to prevent the rain from coming at us. Need to go home and get some more stones over here. And we gotta bring some tar so we can have a tarred roof there. We should have tar here, plenty. Like so much. And where is the stones? Is that all the stones we have? That is not a lot. There should be more stones, probably in the storage. Let me drop that off in front of the portal real quick so we can pick up more stuff, because we do need for tar, and we do need more wood too, but we do, for most of all, we need more stones. Yeah, there is like a buttload of stones here. Gonna puddle those over real quick. Let me just drop that off here real quick so we can get more. We need some more wood for the roof. We used up nearly all of the wood to make the platforms to catch the things from falling. But we need more wood. So that should be sufficient for the roof up there. We don't need all of that. We don't need the whole 50 here. That is good. Okay, let's get up there. Let's get... I forgot something most important. I need one of those to realize that roof. Because we want that roof to be my special thing here. That goes here, and I don't know if you have seen that, but that's how I always line up roofs. I like them to be a little overhanging. And thus I like them to be like in this special overhang place where it's just absolutely right. And I achieved that with those core wood things that make it so that you have exactly the right angle. So that should be lining up beautifully here. Look at that. That lines up very well. I like that. We have to finish off all of that here, of course, but it's lining up beautifully here. And then in here I want to have those two like that. Oops, that was wrong. Like one here, and then the other one needs to be up there. Is that right? Ah, that might be too high. Let me try something different here, and it is already super late. We need to get that one lower, I think. In there. Is there some stone I can use? Ah, that is not enough. Ah, things. Need that to be on this level here, I guess. Like so. Now it should be good. Yeah, okay, that looks better. Let's leave all of that up here. The roof is good here, and then we need another bit of roof and wall on the other side here. Have I caught that? One of it at the second, but that's okay too. Okay. Let's get all of that stuff in the boxes real quick here. And then we go home and we do sleep again. Another day done. Things are going fast. Time is wasting. It is like 20 minutes while you are building is next to no time. Let's repair that. I kind of feel it's super dark in here. And I don't know why exactly it's so dark. Huh, strange. Let's have another short break. I'll be right back. Okay, here we go. Let's sleep. And then we go back and try to get that first platform done. I hope you are not bored to death yet by me building all the time. Let me check if I have unmuted my messenger. If I'm not unmuted but muted. Yeah, it is muted, so that's good. I keep forgetting about muting, and then we have ping going off there. So another day of running around in the mist and building a base. Okay, we've got to take stones up there. I should be probably bringing the Megan yard because up here there is no mist and we're gonna have bad weather here. Boo. So up here is no mist and I could use the Megan yard as well to do things here. So first part is done. We have to get up there and do the chimney. Boo. And we have to install some little bit of roofing up there too. Now how do I do that? Wait. We're gonna have that one in there first, I think. Like so. So I can see where the stone has to go. That's the idea here. We're gonna run out of stamina before we are done. Let me drop off some of the stones here. Man. We can... that done. So, can I see where that needs to go if I stand up there? Can I stand up there is the question. Yeah, there we go. How do I get that in there? Is that correct? I think it is. And then this side, same game. Can have that all clean on the outside is the objective here. Nice. I should be probably putting up another row of roof over there, but for now we're gonna put the stone in there. Wait. That. And that, and then we can have those and then that will be closed off nicely. Cool. And then the same thing needs to be done here. So we need to get that in here. And then that is the wrong one. That one. Should we do 2 of those rather to have that look nicer? Right. I think. Yeah, like that. And then that one needs to go here. And then that one needs to go here. Yeah, that is cool. Now we have to have heavy building. We have to have that here. Because we need some walls here. And we are out of stone. Who would have thunk? Give me that stones here. Yeah. Just like that, I think. Out of stones. We're gonna need another 3 rows of stones here, and we need to get up there and get that chimney fixed because it's not done yet. We need more stones. We're gonna need a whole lot of iron to make that work nicely. But I think it's gonna be worth it in the end. It's gonna be really nice when we are done. I'm gonna have some windows here too. Maybe a big one on this side. We can look out into the world here. Not too sure about that. Maybe one a little smaller, like that. That is sufficient too. We don't have to have monstrous windows all over the place. Something like that. It's gonna be interesting trying to roof all of that over in a meaningful way. That is stupidness. Like that. I wonder if we can continue that roof and if that would work. Huh, let's try that, because if that would work, well, that is not gonna show us if it would be working. Let's see. We need more tar. But this is gonna connect here, and then I think that will connect nicely to be at the right place. You see. Yeah. That is cool. We're gonna do that. We need more tar. Don't you just love that feather cape? And a little bit more stone too, because we are not done with the stone stuff. And we're gonna have an elevator, I think. Portal pair elevator to get up there. Okay, let's try that. I think that is just the right thing to do here until we get to here. And then on this side here, I think we have to go out this way and then roof that the other way over. So we need... I have not brought... Or do I? No, it's below. Ugh. Yeah, we have to go below. We need more wood and more stone, and we need the core wood. I need that one core wood piece. Because that is what I need to get the roof in the right position there. Okay, there. So we want that to be here, and then we want some wood and some tar. And then we want that one, and then we want that here, and that can come out, and then the roof will go right on there. Like that. It will not line up perfectly, but we have to think about how we can manage to connect all of that in a meaningful way. I'm not quite sure that will work perfectly. That will line up nicely. That is cool. Well, I'm not hating it. Which is probably fine if I'm not hating it. But how we make that work with that stairway here? I don't have the slightest idea. Well, we are out of tar anyways. So we might as well try and get... How do we get up there without falling? Because I need to get up here to finish that chimney. Because ideally I want that wood to not stick out here, but to be concealed by the chimney. That would be the end goal here. And if it was just as high, so it would conceal that, I would be happy with that. And now we are lacking exactly 1. Do. Yeah, we do need to get some more wood, and we need to get some more stone up here. Is there some more stone in here? Oh yeah, there is. Okay. I kind of want to find a way to get up here every time I want to. Maybe 1 row more, huh? And I'm not quite sure how to do that. There is one missing here too, because I took that out to make that other thing happen. Cannot get up anymore because it's too high. Need to have a ladder here. And now we are back to nasty weather in the Mistlands. All of my wood is getting rained on. But the chimney is done. And I need a way to get up here, and I don't know how. And we need to have more tar, and we need to have more wood to finish that roof here. But I think this is gonna be nice. I don't think we do need more stone up there, just something to get that roof going. Okay, let's finish that roof. So and we need to have a solution for here. And I think probably that is the solution. Yeah, that is the solution. And then we do need some more stones, because we need to fill in that here. Okay, let's try that out. That seems to be working nicely. We can walk here without impediment. That is cool. Might want to close that off a little bit here with some that. Make that look a little nicer here. But other than that, that is cool. And then I think we want to come out a little more on this side. like a balcony. Because why not? Out of wood. But yeah, that way things will look nice here. Maybe we want that one more over here. It looks a little off center, I don't know. Not quite sure I like that, but I'm pleased with the space. Like this is the bedroom, and then this is like a living quarters. Can decorate. And then we need to think about how we implement all of the staircase stuff here. Have to think about that. I am not pretty happy with what is here right now. Kind of want that to come closer to the wall, probably. Something like that. That is really not the worst. It is coming out a little too close here. I might want to probably have that come over to the other side and then come down here. I'm not sure how I want that to be. Like that would work to come up here nicely. Is there more tar here? Only 3. That is not a lot. But I want that to come out a little more here. Something like that, so it will work a little better here, probably. Also we might come, yeah, we do need to find a way to enlarge this platform here. Not quite sure how to do that yet. But we are getting somewhere here. Let's see if we have to pick up things from down here. Some things dropped on our safety net here. Not too many things though. It would be a little bit easier if we had the Graustein already from the Ashlands, but the scope of this playthrough is built in every biome, so that is what we're doing. Let's sort those boxes a little bit. That is the only marble I have left, and that is not a lot. Okay, let's get home. Let's see about the time. It should be evening. We should be needing to go to sleep again. It looks very dark. Let's go sleep. Let's go repair. Only thing we need to repair is our hammer. I need to have another short break here. I'm gonna be right back. Okay, we're back. Let's sleep. Ah, there is night spawns outside. Okay. One more day in this episode to get things done over there. And we have to go look at wood. There is not much wood left. We do need much more wood. I think we have to go over to our... Are we gonna go with that? And we do not have any either food anymore. We need to make some cigarettes pick. What was needed for that? That. And that. What else? I have forgotten. Man. Seeker aspic. Oh. That. So let's make some seeker aspic. That is sufficient for the purpose. That goes in here. Good. Now we go to Valheim because we want to see about some wood. Wiesenheim or Valheim? I'm not quite sure. Wiesenheim, I think. We have all of the wood. Do I have my axe with me? Yeah, I do. Okay. That's quite a lot of wood here. We're gonna have to do a heck ton of wood cutting. It's not to be helped. Building a new base entails getting heaps of resources. You knew that when you signed up for Comfy Cozy Completionist, didn't you? Man, what are you doing here, friends? Things should be falling. There we go, things falling. On my head. It's okay. I'm gonna pick up everything here. Get it back to the portal house. Should be planting some nice stuffs around our plain space too. Shouldn't I? Ha! I brought all of the food with me because I forgot to get that out of the way. Well, we have to live with that. We are full again. And we are getting the lag because of all of the glitteries on the floor. Have to do something about that, I think. I wonder what our jumping and running levels are. Let me see. Run is at 100 and jump is at 85. We are running a lot. There is something glittering. Okay. Full again. Okay. Let's get all of that to the portal house again. And then I think we should have enough for now. We can make work what is in progress there. We need to bring some more tar. I can't even pick everything up in one go. I'm gonna be jumping twice to get all of that wood home. There was something left here, there. Okay, now we've got everything, I think. Good. Have to put the seeds away. 61 seeds we gained from that. I need to go in here somewhere. Okay. Ah, the last 24 will not fit. Okay. Gonna live with that. Yeah, there's quite a lot of wood. Okay, that is 25. That is quite nice. So what were we on about up here with that stuff going on? Not too happy with that. I think we have to enlarge that platform quite a bit. And for that we're gonna need iron. So we're gonna leave that here and get us some iron. And what we are trying to be doing here is get that platform out a bit. And I think this is all not good. We have to remove a lot of this here and make it better. Because all of that here is a little strange. We need to find another way to make that better. I hope that stuff does drop on our platform down there and not into the water. Oh yeah, we can hope. So I think we are on the wrong track here, because we need that to be the raw upper side here on, like, until here, I think, and have that be like raw. And then we come out from here. And that would mean something like that. Nobody ever said you had to cover all of that in perfect tiles. So like that. And that being said, we need to put some of those big blocks underneath, if I can make that work. And then we have to have iron come out underneath. How do I make that work? From here? And then that was not good. From here, I think. And then probably will that anchor? Not really. Need to have that anchor there. Like that. And then can I make that snap here? No, that was not right. Like from here. Oh, we are out of iron. I think some of the iron might have dropped into the water down there. This cut does not come out wide enough, far enough to accommodate that here. Well. Maybe we need to get more iron after all. Okay, now we are back here. Like there. And then now I'm out of wood, man. So out of wood, out of stone, out of iron, out of anything. Okay. So that needs to come out here, and then I guess we have to come out. No, that is not right. We need to come out from, come on, from here. Probably. So let's see if we can make that work now. To have that platform way bigger than before. Might have to be getting one more in here. Out of iron again. Oh, man. Maybe take some more of that. Okay. One more is needed here, I think, to support that. So we can have that platform coming out over here. Like that. And then we can probably make that work like that. Out of stone. And I want to expand that out more too. We have to probably get rid of that here. Ugh. we want to come out underneath that here. We are out of iron again. Aye, aye, aye. And we are out of time, it looks like. So we want that to be snapping here. I think I'm gonna make life harder for me yet again. That would be good. But I need to get one of those iron thingies underneath here. Like that. To come out a little more here, and then probably one here. That is a problem for future me though, because now I need to go home. It is again quite late. Where is that seeker meat coming from? And why? I don't have the slightest idea. I'm impatient again, you see? Okay. Yeah. A complete episode, me building a base and trying to figure things out and using up a heck ton of iron. How much iron have we got? Where is all the metal? Is it in here? Ooh, we are low on iron. We need to do some iron mining. Yeah. Well, nevertheless, we did quite some building in this episode. That needs to go in here. And that needs to go in here. And with that, we're gonna end the episode here, and we're gonna go on in the next episode trying to figure out how we get that base working. I think we are on a good path. It will be cool at some point, but we are not yet there. So for now, I think we are going to end the episode here. Please consider subscribing if you like this episode. Ring the bell so you get notifications. And we are going to be coming back with new shenanigans in the 10th world real soon. Bye!